Calling this meeting to order, Monday, December 18th, 6 p.m. Sherry, would you roll call, please?
Here. Here.
Here. She is excused. Here.
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 Here. All right, this is an open meeting and has been posted. Please join me for a Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Okay, moving on to B, recognitions. We do not have anything. We're going to move on to...
Nobody in the citizens' comments.
No citizens' comments either? All right. So we're going to move on down to E, student rep report.
As they are coming up here, again, I'd like to thank them this month for putting the report together, for taking the time to meet with me today during their flex period. So with that, I'll turn it over to Kyle and Kylie.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So this month, with SOAR students began their Prime for Life curriculum with Kristen Roberts and welcome veterans to speak with the kids. They would like to thank Vito for helping to coordinate the event and requested that they come to speak again to them in the future.
For Mukwonago High School, in collaboration with the history class taught by Mr. Strickler at the high school and the third graders across the district, high school students taught third graders about the establishment of Mukwonago and some of the events in our town's history. Then for MHS, Students Against Violence Everywhere conducted its annual Nick Award the week of December 4th through the 8th. The students raised $1,161.66, which was then donated to the Women's Center in Waukesha. Then we had the AP Human Geography class took a field trip to examine the religious landscape of the Milwaukee area. Students visited, pardon my pronunciation, St. Joseph Basilica, Congregation Shalom Synagogue, a mosque, and the Haska Buddhist Temple, and they enjoyed lunch at Cafe India Bar and Grill. Students really enjoyed the culture experience at lunch and each of the religious sites, learning about the beliefs and also the histories of the various groups in Wisconsin. The Global Scholars Program also orchestrated a virtual online discussion with MHS alumni Phoebe Crow. Phoebe is currently serving with the Peace Corps in Fiji and shared her role in the Corps and her goals of working with economic development in Fiji.
Clarendon got a visit from the MHS Social Studies students this month who taught their third graders about the history of Mukwonago. Students in 4th through 6th grade got to learn how to play lacrosse during their gym classes. Clarendon would like to thank Cub Scout Pack 29 for their annual donation of a Christmas wreath. Clarendon would like to congratulate Joel and Jacob for taking the top 2 spots in their spelling bee. Their students enjoyed a virtual school-wide bingo event as an end-of-trimester celebration.
For Parkview Middle School, 2 of Parkview's art honor students, Kylie and Megan Johnson, were awarded a red ribbon for their window frame craft project submission at this year's Midnight Magic. PVMS wanted to give an update from the student government as well regarding their November Level Up collection at Parkview Middle School. Together, they collected 2,058 items for the Hope Center, Mukwonago Food Pantry, and Haws. All students earned a small candy treat for meeting their house goal of 100 items.
The Big Bend Save Promise Club meets once a month to show students the importance of being an upstander and not a bystander. About 55 4th through 6th graders rang bells, sang Christmas carols, and wished shoppers happy holidays for the Salvation Army at the Mukwonago Walmart. This event is the highlight of their annual activities.
Then we have Rolling Hills. To spread seasonal wishes and kindness, Rolling Hills Elementary School did a December 5 days of holiday cheer and incorporated activities and spirit wear days to celebrate the excitement of the season and give a pause for reflection on how joyous this time of year can be. There will also be an all-school holiday sing-along on December 22nd. Rolling Hills wants to give a heartfelt thanks to all the students, staff, and families for sharing their warmth and the holiday spirit. Students were able to raise over $3,000 to purchase gifts to support the Waukesha County Christmas Clearing Council. The Student Council went shopping on Saturday, December 2nd, for 21 kids from 11 families at the Target in Waukesha. They had 20 Student Council members and 14 parents come to shop along with the staff members, Melissa Barton, Elena McFarland, Kim Johnson, and Katie Shea.
Prairie View Elementary would like to thank their PTO and parent volunteers for organizing this year's holiday shop so kids can buy Christmas gifts for their families. Through the Coins for Kids initiative, Prairie View was able to raise over $13,000 to use to buy Christmas gifts to donate to the Waukesha County Christmas Clearing Council. As a reward, the students voted to have Mrs. Voss dress up as a Barbie for a day. Prairie View Elementary would like to thank the community, parents, and students for their generosity.
Then we have Section Elementary. The week of December 11th through the 13th, Section Elementary held Santa's Corner. This event is a long-standing tradition at Section that the students greatly look forward to. During Santa's Corner, students have the opportunity to shop for holiday gifts for family and friends, and they want to say thank you to the many parents and community volunteers who helped run this event.
Moving on to Eagleville. Eagleville students studied weather, water, and biomes in science this semester. Chief Meteorologist for CBS 58, Burgoyne, came in to teach students more about severe weather. The Eagleville Student Council worked to collect money for the Waukesha County Christmas Clearing Council by selling candy canes at lunch and collecting donations at their Cocoa and Crafts with Santa event. They raised almost $500 to donate. Eagleville also participated in the Midnight Magic Parade, which is always fun for families.
That's all we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to consent agenda for approval of the Committee of the Whole meeting minutes of December 11th, 2023, and approval of vouchers and receipts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, that is approved. We're going to move on down to personnel topics.
Good evening. Last month I presented a draft of the calendar for the 24-25 school year, and we'll be presenting that tonight with a recommendation for adoption. And then I also presented a draft of the handbook. We'll be coming forward with that in January for, again, a recommendation for adoption.
Student learning.
I presented that the district is recommending a 4K model that mimics the one we had this year, but taking the pilot away from our 2 full-day programs at Big Bend and Clarendon and making those permanent at this point. So that's up for adoption in a little bit. And then also Luke Spielman was here to go over the Parkview schedule that we're recommending for adoption tonight.
Thank you. Moving on to student services.
Last week, I presented an update to the board on our bullying and harassment in an effort to be transparent and provide the board with regular updates on different disciplinary issues we've had in Mukwonago. And so the other issue I presented on was the 5-year self-evaluation report for the pupil non-discrimination and educational equity that is due once every 5 years. I'll be looking tonight for the board to approve that so I can submit that to DPI.
Thank you. Up next, finance and facilities.
All right. As a review of what we covered last time, thank you, Laura. I gave an update on the 24-25 preliminary budget along with a 5-year projection. And then I also gave you an update on the health plan cost comparison through the first 5 months of the current fiscal year.
Thank you. Moving on to action items. Number 1, the initial resolution authorizing general obligation bonds in the amount not to exceed $102,300,000.
All right, so as we're looking for action here, obviously, as it is an action item, so I'm looking for somebody to motion and second, and then we would like for this to be a roll call vote. Whoever would like to make the motion, we ask that you read the entirety of the title of the resolution. So if you want to make a motion to pass resolution, so on and so forth for the 2 resolution titles.
I will make a motion that we adopt the initial resolution authorizing general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $102,300,000.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Crosby,
Yes.
Erica,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Gail,
Yes.
Dale,
Oh, sorry. Dale, yes. Gail is not here. Sorry.
Vito,
Yes.
Carolyn,
Yes.
Craig,
Yes.
Sherry, yes.
All right. Motion carries. Moving on to number 2. Resolution providing for a referendum election on the question of the approval of an initial resolution authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds in the amount not to exceed $102 million, or $300,000.
I'll make the motion. Do I have to read it?
Yeah.
I have to read that same thing?
Yep, so I'd say you'd like to make a motion to move forward with the resolution providing for et cetera, et cetera. Got that, Craig?
I'd like to make a motion
Don't forget the et cetera.
providing for referendum election on the question of the approval of an initial resolution authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed 102,300, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Crosby,
Yes.
Erica,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Dale, Dale,
Yes.
Vito,
Yes.
Carolyn,
Yes.
Craig,
Yes.
Sherry, yes.
All right, motion carries. Moving on to number 3, under action items, the 2024-25 calendar.
So we are seeking a recommendation to approve the draft of the 24-25 calendar that has been presented to you for implementation next year.
I will make a motion that we approve, especially grateful that Christmas break is more than 5 days on this calendar.
I will second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
I have one question. The conferences that occur at night, will that not be during the day anymore?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
No, Cherry is.
Cherry?
So the teachers will work all day and then have conferences at night?
Correct.
Any other comments or questions? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Moving on to number 4, 4K for 2024-25 school year.
So we're looking for approval to move the full-day pilots to permanent in the district and offer the same model in the 2024 school year that we did this year.
I'll make a motion that we switch the pilots to permanent and keep the rest of the 4K program as is for the 2024-2025 school year.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions or comments? Cherry?
After our meeting, after the meeting of the whole, I was thinking about it, and I was wondering if we shouldn't consider adding a third at one of the schools that we don't, because when we were going to start it this year as a pilot, there was room for a third. And I know we're waiting for the referendum. However, whether the referendum would pass or whether the referendum wouldn't pass, I believe as a district, our goal is to get the 4K into our buildings. And so if we could manage to add one more, even though we don't know yet what the 4K is going to look like, I just thought it was worth consideration, and then we would have that many more slots for people who would prefer to do it that way.
So obviously that's up for discussion in the board. Our full-day programs are going well, but given where we're at with the district and just not knowing exactly how we're going to move forward with space, I would recommend that we don't spend the money on those spaces right now and see what happens with the referendum and move forward there, but totally open for the board to discuss that.
Any other questions or comments? All right, all in favor of passing the 4K for 2024-25 school year, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Moving on to number 5, Parkview Middle School schedule to add math minutes.
So we're looking for approval tonight for the schedule that Luke presented last week to move forward with that as the Parkview schedule for the 24-25 school year.
I'll make a motion to approve the addition of math minutes to the
Second.
Parkview Middle
Sorry.
She was really excited.
I was really excited for math minutes.
schedule.
Math minutes.
We have a motion
Sorry,
and a
Jake.
second. Any questions or comments? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Moving on to the 2023 five-year self-evaluation on the status of pupil non-discrimination and educational equity.
I'm glad you said that whole thing because now I don't need to. We reviewed this last week. The report was posted, and so tonight I am looking for approval of this report so that we can submit it to our DPI and have our part done. So
I will make a motion that we approve the non-discrimination self-assessment report for submission to the DPI.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Moving on to hires, retirements, and resignations.
So we have 3 teachers who have submitted a notice of retirement. Betsy Ducatz, who is a 7th grade ELA teacher at Parkview and has been with us for 27.75 years. Tracy Powers, an interventionist at Rolling Hills, who has been with us for 13 years. And Mark Schwalbe, who is at Section Elementary and has been with us for 29 years. And we obviously thank them for their service and would like to recommend approval of their retirement.
I make a motion, we accept their retirements.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions or comments?
I would like to thank them. Some of my kids had those teachers. Thank them very much for their years of service.
Yeah, Tracy Powers, she's one of my favorites, no doubt. So she's gonna come back be a sub?
Hopefully all of them will come back and sub for us, yes.
I'll ask.
Okay. I'll tell you, I'll contact her.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Moving on to unfinished business.
Yeah, tonight we would like to recognize the First Congregational Church for graciously donating $500 towards 2 families in need. We'll send out a thank you to them for that. And just, you know, as we're heading into our holiday break here, just want to thank the board, thank the community, thank our teachers, our students, our families, and our staff for all that they've done to get us until this point. We've had a very busy 4 months. We've had a great start to the school year. We've also had some challenges, some bigger issues. Our staff have done an excellent job remaining professional. Appreciate parents reaching out, asking questions, taking the time on the phone with me or any one of our administrators to seek a little bit more understanding on the situations. We're happy always to answer calls, but just feel very fortunate for where we're at going into the holidays this year.
All right, thank you. I just want to thank the whole staff, Dr. Cook, everybody at the district office, Luke and his whole team of the way they handled everything last week, and walking the halls and talking with the teachers. All the teachers showed up for work. All their kids came to work, the police department. So just special thanks to all of you. That was handled very well. Everybody seemed calm and is like any other day, besides the absentees. So thank you. All right, we're gonna move on to, oh, that's it. Do we have any new business? Hearing none?
I have a
Me-
quick question.
Yes.
We talked about the schedule at the high school possibly changing. Are we down to 3, 4, 5, 2, 1? Where are we at with just, or if this isn't something to talk about today, we can wait. It's not.
I don't think we can talk about it because it's not on the agenda.
We can't have board questions?
We can ask for new business. That's what I was just asking. Is there any new business?
This isn't new business though, is it?
So Stephanie can provide an update as to when it's coming back to the board.
How about that? That'd
Yep.
be awesome.
So we plan on bringing it back to the board in January.
Okay. Very good then. Thank you.
All right. Any other?
And I do
questions
feel
or-
good about where it's at.
Okay.
Any other new business? Hearing none, meeting's adjourned.
The record.
At 6:19.